All right. Well, we're live. We're about to go over episode 2 of Loki, the variant, in a couple of seconds. So even though I played that intro, I did find out something that I'm not really too happy about. Now, look, my channel is small. I can't monetize anyway. I don't get paid for this. But if I was, let's say I had over 1,000 subscribers and I was making money from this, apparently, even though I paid for that intro, like I made it, I went to this third party site I went to and I got it, paid money for it, created it. I'm getting a copyright claim every time I use it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I have no idea. I don't know if it's the music that's being played while, it runs, but I don't know what I really don't. So apparently I paid money for something that I really won't. Again, I'm not getting paid for this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can use it as much as I want now.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, if I did ever get 1,000 subscribers, which I'm way, way away from, that's whatever. But at the same time, it's a little confusing as why I'm getting a copyright claim every time I use it. So just a little weird.
That's odd. Maybe they think that you're using the Marvel one and they're not paying attention.
I don't know. I mean, the way YouTube is now lately, they go after guys, channels that have like millions of subscribers. They just go after them. I know I follow one channel, and I was telling this because I was invited to another channel a couple of days ago. I was on doing a Loki, actually Wednesday. We did a Loki stream that night. I went on their channel, and I told them, I was like, guys, look, there's two things I learned from other channels I watch. One, you can still get a strike from something you've deleted. You can actually get a strike from a video that you deleted. They can still find it and strike you, which makes absolutely no sense. And two, I know a channel that I watch, they actually got a copyright strike for humming a song.
Oh wow!
They hummed some type of intro before they started reacting to what they were about to react to. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that you don't really know, and they don't warn you about. They really don't, because let's say they have guidelines now. If they change their guidelines, so 2021, they have certain guidelines that YouTube content creators have to follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in 5 years they change those guidelines, they can backtrack 5 years prior, and if your older videos went against the newer guidelines, they will strike you, even though the guidelines now are, you know what I'm saying? They're different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so weird. It really is. But anyway, just want to let you guys know that it's just weird that even though I paid for that, and it's not really, I don't think it's anybody else's content. I have no idea, but apparently I get a copyright claim every time I use an intro. So just found that a little odd. All right. So last week when I went on live, obviously you weren't here. I talked briefly about the first episode of Loki and how much I loved it. So really quick, while I have you on,
Mm-hmm.
I know obviously we're going to talk about episode 2, but what are your thoughts now of the 2 episodes? Like, what are you thinking of this series so far?
I like the series. Is it my favorite one of like WandaVision and Hi Jedi?
Hello there.
Is it my favorite one of WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier? It's too early to be determined.
I get that. It is too early to tell. But I did say, and I know a lot of people are saying it, I think the first episode, for me, it could be different for you, but I think the first episode of Loki was better than the first episodes of the other 2 series. Then that's just my, and I get it. And I've said it too, as many people weren't crazy about the black and white episodes of WandaVision. I did like them a lot.
I did too.
Only because of the shows that I watched, on like TV Land or Nick at Night. So those are shows I grew up on.
The first 2 episodes of WandaVision, I can understand. I can understand why people found those a little slow, but they were very necessary to the buildup of the shows.
Yeah, I get it. Yes. Mm-hmm. And also too, and as I did say, Loki is a different, and so was Falcon and Winter Soldier. But those 2 series had the disadvantage of being only 6 episodes, as WandaVision was more stretched out with 9, albeit shorter runtimes. But at the same time, I just felt like they had more time or more of a stretch to tell their story. So if one of the episodes was a filler, it wasn't as noticeable as where Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I said this a couple of times on our streams when we were reviewing those. You have 6 episodes. I felt like they would tell a story, and then they would just go backwards, and they weren't building up on that. Like they would have fillers or whatever. And it's just like when you have only 6 episodes of a series, you need to use your first couple of episodes or your first episode to tell us as much information as you can, and then build on that, you know? And I think Loki's doing a really good job so far. You know, second episode might have started out slow.
Yeah, the second episode, when I was watching it, I was a little like, oh, I hope this isn't one of those filler episodes. I was feeling it. And then it kind of picked up and I started enjoying it.
Yeah. So I will say that. I will say first episode for me was really, really good. I loved it. And then the second episode had like that just a slow build up. And then we finally got, to where we needed to get at the end with the reveal of who the variant is that they're chasing. Well, that variant, because apparently there are other variants, but that variant that they're chasing. So, so for me on the whole, as of now, the first 2 episodes have been pretty solid. I don't know if it's WandaVision like yet, but again, it's too early to tell. Do have 4 episodes left. But overall, I do like it, and I was anticipating this show when it was announced anyway. I love Tom Hiddleston.
I love Tom Hiddleston. See, I'm not crazy about the Thor Loki comic series one tiny bit. I love Tom Hiddleston. I think he's great.
Yeah.
First episode really made me like the story.
Yeah.
The second episode in the beginning, I was like, oh crap, I'm going backwards again. But then it picked up.
Yeah.
And then I started enjoying it. Yeah.
I had a lot of time because of in between episodes. Obviously, it's dropped Wednesday. I did the review on another channel, and then I've been watching other YouTube videos that have been dropping with, things you missed or what this might mean or what this might mean. I don't know. I know you literally just got finished watching it because you were traveling for work, so you literally just got done watching it. What is your take on the Lady Loki, or if that is what she is? What's your take on her, and what do you think this is going ultimately? What do you think is happening?
So I think it was really interesting. So when she was doing, the I need a hero thing, so I think I like that. That was cool.
I love it, but the fact of the matter, I'm glad you brought it up because I was one of the things I wanted to bring up. I love that song, and you put it with anything, it just makes it better. But at the same time, it's just been overused,
especially in Marvel lately.
Marvel, but also too. So He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series on Netflix just dropped the trailer. They used that. Guardians of the Galaxy the video game developer that's making it just dropped their trailer for their video game.
Yes,
that's in it. A little at one point, I'm pretty sure it was a year ago. Somebody did an edit with the Ben Solo scene in Rise of Skywalker with him, fighting the Knights of Ren. They added that song to it, so it's been used a lot lately, as far as I can tell. But also at the same time, I love the song anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I think she, she's a character that's going to be fighting the timekeepers. Because obviously, from what I'm gathering or picking up from the story, they're not exactly what TVA is portraying them to be. That's kind of what I'm picking up.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, I'm glad you said that because I agree with you too. I think something's amiss. I think something's amiss with the TVA. Either the TVA, or they're either being led by false prophets, or just like or the idea of what the timekeepers are. So there's either something amiss with the timekeepers. They may not even exist. It might just be somebody completely different.
Right.
Kind of like the Wizard of Oz thing, where there's somebody else behind the curtain, or the TVA is just itself corrupt.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I do agree with you with that.
So from what I'm gathering, Lady Loki does exist in the comic realm because
of course.
Loki did turn into a Lady Loki, but what I was reading is in international credits, her character is called Sophie.
Sylvie.
Or Sylvie.
Sylvie.
Yeah, Sylvie. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Sylvie, and that's Enchantress, right?
Yes, the second so the second Enchantress is Sylvie.
Yeah. So that's another one of those people are going crazy.
Yeah.
Thinking it's.
Well, somebody even went further than that, and this was a really quick nuts. He said he agrees that the second episode at the beginning was pretty slow, but by the end it picked up, and it felt like the end, it just ended soon for some reason, which is true. It almost had like an abrupt ending, and also too, but it was meant to do that. Loki had a choice of what he was going to do. Whether he was going to follow her, which I think he's just doing out of curiosity. I don't think he's really going to.
I think I think that whole monologue at the end was him trying to. It wasn't him actually turning.
Yeah.
On Morbius, I think he was him trying to figure out what was going on. Yes, because he's very clever.
So there's a part in the episode, not the end credits, but there's a part in the actual episode where Loki's looking through files. Somebody paused it and zoomed in, and he already kind of knew what she was before he met her. So Loki's last name is Loki Laufeyson, right? Because he's basically the literal translation is son of Laufey. Her name is actually Sylvie Dorderson, not Dorderson, Laufey Dota, which literally translates to be the daughter of Laufey. So what she is actually is what a lot of people on YouTube think, and again, they could be wrong, is that they're combining the elements of who the second Enchantress was and Lady Loki. And they're coming out with Sylvie. So she's just literally a different Loki in a dimension. So in that time, what's the word? Not dimension. What's the other word I'm looking for? In that alternate reality.
Yeah.
She, Laufey had a daughter instead of a son. And Odin adopts a daughter. So that's what they think this is what they think that she actually is. Not that she's Lady Loki, but she is a different alternate reality Loki. Well, I guess she is a lady. Yeah, I guess. But that's why at the end, when he says Loki, she's like, oh, don't call me that. Because she identifies as Sylvie.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool, whoever, had the time to, because I saw what he was looking at, but there's just no way I was able to, I would have to zoom in on here or something like that. But for them to zoom in on that.
Well, and also.
Which is a good catch.
They made it a note in his file that says Loki is, what is it? Gender
fluid. Yeah.
So
yeah, because in the comics, he's switched. He's actually has switched. And also Lady Loki, if I'm not mistaken, was just literally his soul going into the soul of Sif, right? The girl that's being played by Jamie Alexander, I think her name is. The girl from Thor. The girl figure in Thor that actually has a thing for Thor, but Thor's with Jane. I'm pretty sure her name is Jamie Alexander or something like that. But anyway, her name is Sif, or Lady Sif, I think it is. I think it actually is Lady Sif, but I believe Loki's soul goes into her, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really into the comics aspect of these shows. Unfortunately, I really haven't read many comics, but at the same time, I'm almost positive that's what I either watched on YouTube or read about. But either way, I think that's cool if they are, because the other thing is too, and another person brought this up, and it's true. DC already has Enchantress, so I don't know if they want to be, because she was already in Suicide Squad, although I thought it was done poorly. I don't think they want to confuse people with having two enchantresses in two different, comic companies. So that could be the reason why they're doing that. But I really look forward to see where they're going with it, because they're also making it seem as if she's really not a villain. She's attacking the TVA for a reason, the timekeepers for a reason. Mm-hmm. So and also too, did you pick up on all the locations that were being time bombed?
What do you mean all the locations?
So on the screen at the very end, when the TVA is going crazy, they're like, oh, look what she's doing, because she starts sending all those.
You mean on that screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pick up all those.
Yes, so there's Sakaar, there's Hela, and it's all different. It's all different times. New York, 1947.
I just know that she was sending them to different catastrophic events.
Yeah, Vormir is one of them. It's just really cool to see that all on the screen, but at the same time try to speculate what she's doing and what's her end game and what's her her goal. And I honestly do think, and again, we're all speculating, so we could be wrong. I do think she's really not the villain. And
I mean, obviously too, because Morbius has never even met the Timekeepers.
No.
So I think that in the end, because Morbius doesn't know what's going on in Timekeeper, or what he'll eventually find out and then switch over to like Loki side and the new Loki side when Loki figures things out.
And then they ride into the sunset.
And they ride into the sunset. Exactly.
On a jet wave. So either he knows a little bit more than he's letting on, or like you said, yes, he may not even, yes. And I think that's true. I do find it very curious though. And I said this on the other person's channel, Geek Vibe Nations, Geek Vibe Nations is what is the other channel who's invited me on a few times, which I love. On there, I even said, I find it curious that they are doing, even in the end credit scene, like right before, when you watch all the end credits, the very last thing we're zoomed in on is that middle structure, that middle statue of the Timekeepers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have been speculating because it kind of looks like Jonathan Majors, the guy from Lovecraft Country that we watched. He's playing he's playing a character called Kang the Conqueror. So a lot of people are speculating that's him. And it's just very curious that not only have they been focusing and zooming in on that one structure or statue, but also Owen Wilson's character Mobius was literally about to say something about him. He's like, I've never even met the Timekeeper. And then he goes, oh, although the one in the middle looks, and then Ravonna Renslayer interrupts him at that very moment. So there's definitely something up with that middle Timekeeper. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, again, it could be Kang the Conqueror, it could just be something else, but there's something that they're setting up with that middle guy, which I'm curious to know what happens. But look, again, it's only 2 episodes, but we only have 4 episodes left, so there's no way, I can't think in my mind that there would be, hopefully not, a filler episode where things would slow down. And apparently Tom Hiddleston said that episodes 4 and 5, things really take a left turn. Like, they're really exciting episodes. So that's also positive to hear. But at the same time, and I said this, I don't think Jedi's still here, but I said this in our Instagram group thread. I was like, yeah, but what actors or actresses is ever going to come on a promo or an interview and say, I wouldn't watch the show, it sucks?
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently episodes 4 and 5 are going to be amazing. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know what that means about episode 3, but I am very interested to see where the series goes. Hope it keeps up the pace.
Yeah.
From where episode 2 left off, not the beginning of episode 2, but from where it left off, and I can't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But Miss Minutes is another character. We were talking about this before we went on. With whatever her merchandising and toys, but it's a little odd that in that scene where he's reading the Wave Runner book, the magazine that Mobius has. And she's just like, talking to him. And he's like asking her, are you real or are you AI or something like that? She's like, well, I'm a little bit of both. And then he goes to swipe at her with the magazine, and she's dodging his hits. So it's just I'm just really curious to know more about her, what she actually is. And is she a good character or a bad character? It would be funny if she was actually like the villain running, pulling the strings. Mm. Because I mean, they are kind of like, even in the very first episode where, Loki and that other guy are the only 2 online, and he doesn't have a ticket. Like he's like, I'm not taking a ticket. I don't want a ticket. And then they vaporized him. Mm-hmm. So they're not really setting themselves up to be good, like a good company.
No,
or not a good company, whatever they are. A good faction, whatever they are. But it's just like, what is going on? Like, what is the TVA exactly?
So we see them resetting timelines, right? Mm-hmm. But then when they say they reset people, do we know what that actually means?
No.
So does that mean that's the part that I don't like? We see them resetting timelines, and it goes back to apparently what it was before whatever happened. But when they say a person's going to get reset. What does that mean? Because we saw them obliterate somebody.
They were, well, so if you remember what Loki said, this room looks like I'm going to kill you room or something like that. Or you're going to die room. And Mobius said, no, you were in that room before. I took you out of that room. So he was going to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what resetting means. Or his consciousness of what he is there is going to be killed and reset. And he was just going to be put back into 2012.
Original timeline.
Right. In 2012, in the Avengers facility, about to be taken captive.
Yeah. So that's still not something good. That's not a good thing TVA is doing.
No, because they're lying to him. They're literally lying to him. And a lot of people brought that up. They basically said, so Mobius said, all you were here for is to bring pain and suffering to people to allow them to get better. But we all know from watching, from the first Avengers up until Endgame that he changed.
Right.
I mean, he was still at his mischievous ways and he still, tried to stab Thor in the back a couple of times. But in the end, he sacrificed himself. In the end, he went to kill Thanos.
Yeah.
So they lied to him and they knew it. And he actually watched a future video of himself. Like he saw himself get killed. He saw himself fight side by side with Thor. He saw Odin call him son.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things that he got to watch. So I don't know if he realizes that, dude, like you were meant to actually be better than you are.
Yeah.
But the other thing I brought up too that I was a little confused about, when the TVA goes to reset a timeline, are they obliterating things around it? Like, so for instance, when Loki first picks up the Tesseract and goes to another place, he ends up in Mongolia. When the TVA comes to capture him, they reset that timeline.
Yes.
I thought the people around there got killed. I thought they literally got obliterated because they were resetting whatever's around there, but was explained to me, and we really don't know this hard fact. So I don't know. What they told me, their explanation really wasn't concrete, but the way they saw it as like the Men in Black kind of thing, where it's a flash and their memory just goes. But we don't really see that.
I thought my understanding was when they reset the timeline, it just backtracked to where it was before.
So it just rewound.
It just rewound.
Right.
That's how I saw it. Because if you saw especially in this episode, you saw, things started disappearing and it kind of went back to what it was before something happened. Gotcha. So that's what I thought reset was. Just reset it right back to the time it went to before anything ever happened. So people would just go right back to normal.
So my only question now is, the only thing I'm confused. I know she's only doing it she's basically doing it to get the TVA to scramble, because what she's doing is she's trying to, I guess, cause a diversion in order to be able to get to where the timekeepers are.
And apparently she knows where the timekeepers are.
Right, because that woman basically let it out of the bag.
Yeah.
Which is a little odd. How does she know where the timekeepers are?
Yeah.
Anyway, what is she resetting though? Because sending resets to these other timelines, what are they resetting? That's my, you know what I'm saying? Like the charges that she's sending back, or not back, but to these specific dates and locations, what is she resetting? Or is she just sending them to cause what is that called? A variant.
So
a variance.
I think she's just taking, from my understanding, was taking reset charges back to various points. So creating a bunch of what is it called? Branches.
Yeah.
So that everybody has to go to different areas, maybe so that she could get to where the timekeepers are, so that everybody else.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah, you're sending things to different locations only just to create a diversion, so you can go.
But then that's going to create, like, from what I'm thinking is I thought this was going to lead into like a whole big shattered timeline, and either you're going to introduce Doctor Strange or Spider-Man No Way Home.
I think so too. But my question is though, why is sending a recharge, one of those reset chargers? Why are those creating branches of reality when They're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I know they're not supposed to be there. So that's the variance. But at the same time, they're not doing anything. They're just meant to erase. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So this is what
There
I
he
got. This is what
is. Elevator's not worthy's here.
Hi. So it's either create branches or it's going to restore branches to TVA previously reset.
Okay.
So those are the two things that I either got.
Yeah. Because I think that's what I think that's what ultimately she's trying to do is she realizes that the sacred timeline is bullshit. The sacred, like,
yes.
That's not meant to, like, there's other things that were meant to happen that for some reason the timekeepers, if it is the timekeepers that's doing it, or if they exist, they're like handpicking what they want to happen.
And she doesn't think, and even Loki said that, why are they in charge of this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense. And I think she's trying to prove that too. Yeah. So it's either two things. Either she's creating loads of branches or she's restoring branches to TVA previously reset so it can go back to, so people could actually see what's happening.
Yeah, I think that could be it. Yeah. And then the TVA, if the TVA isn't privy to this and they're just following whatever blindly, they will realize that they were wrong. If that is the case. You know, so no, again, it's cool. And this is what I kind of missed sort of from Falcon and Winter Soldier. And because Falcon and Winter Soldier was was much more grounded, much more as real as you can get, I guess, realistic as you can get. Whereas WandaVision was more, fantastical and had a lot of more magical elements, mystical elements. So there was a lot more conversation, a lot more speculation, and a lot more to think about. With this, we get this too, because there are a lot of things. And hold on, let me just read this really quick. It looks like she changed something in the charges to make them go somewhere, right? Because she sends loads to random places: Ego, Sakaar, Xandar, Vormir. Yes. Well, my question is, right before you came on, Elevators, is that she sent these all to different dates and times, but also locations, like you said, Vormir, Sakaar, Xandar. What sending a charge to those timelines that wouldn't create a branch timeline? It would just reset something that was a variance to begin with. So that was my only confusion, is why it was causing the branches. So you saw, when Loki goes to a different timeline, obviously they see a branch, or when anybody else veers off the sacred timeline, you see a branch, right? Sending these charges, them by themselves, all they really do are meant to reset something. So that was my question, is why it was coming on their screen that something was causing or veering off the path or creating a variance. But I guess it doesn't matter whether it's a physical person or an item like a reset charge, because it wasn't supposed to be there. So, or it wasn't according to the sacred timeline plan.
Right.
So I guess I just basically answered my own question. But again, it's cool. Again, it was really cool to see those specific planets and nowhere. There was other ones that didn't happen that were flashing on the screen. That wasn't necessarily where the reset charges went, but nowhere was on the screen. I think Jotunheim was there. I think that's the name of the planet where the Frost Giants are from. Wherever the Frost Giants were from, they were on that screen. There was a bunch of other things. Another thing that was really cool was the conversation between Loki and Mobius, when he's like, do you listen to yourself, listen to what you believe in about, these timekeepers and whatever. And he's like, well, where are you from? Like Thor and him being gods and Loki being the son of a frost giant. He's like, you don't think that sounds a little weird and like ridiculous? So it's like, every from the way he said it, like other people's origins, I guess, sound ridiculous, or I don't know. I forgot what he said exactly, but I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I think she might have sent one to Vormir, or where she went at the end with Loki, because I think at one point she might have been sacrificed for the stone. That's actually a really cool thought. Yeah, because in some of the trailers, I did watch the promo for episode 3. But again, I don't really know what's in episode 3 specifically, or just in future episodes to come. But we've seen these in the trailers that drop even before the show before the show aired. That one of the scenes that her and Loki are in, looks like where the Soul Stone was, which was Vormir. In fact, before people knew who she was, people speculated because of the hair that was a Black Widow, but we already know it's not. It's her. But one of those planets looks like Vormir, so that I think we might see Vormir in an episode to come, and she might be changing something. But this is definitely. I mean, this is obvious. I mean, if they don't do it, I mean, I think that would be stupid and ridiculous because it would be. This is the perfect time to mess up the multiverse or create a multiverse, I should say.
Absolutely.
This is it.
Yeah.
And they literally said it in the very first episode when Loki's watching the cartoon of what the TVA is. They literally use the word Nexus being or Nexus event. I'm sorry, Nexus event, and the multiverse would create. They use the words madness and multiverse, and we all know Doctor Strange 2 is the multiverse of madness. So I really think the actions in this series is going to be the ones, because we thought WandaVision was going to be that, but it didn't. It ended up not being. I think this is what's going to cause.
This is definitely going to cause it. Yeah. And I really liked. I like that when Loki was talking about the difference between, what was it, astral
him projecting and then also duplicating. I thought that was really cool.
We know he's going to do one of those. So I was like, he's explaining it. We're going to see him do it.
I saw somebody speculating that Owen Wilson Mobius is actually one of Thor's trickeries. Not Thor, Loki's trickeries. That one of the variant actually just is Mobius, which I thought would be cool, but I don't think that's what it is. My personal opinion on the Timekeepers is that they don't exist. I'm with you on this. I think it's just Kang getting Ravonna to do his dirty work. Another thing that I thought so too, and that's why I think kind of like a Council of Kang vibes. And that's why I said before you came on that they're focusing on that one structure, that one facial statue, way too much. And also too, I brought up really quick that the interaction between Ravonna and Mobius in that office, he was about to say something about the middle statue, and she cuts him off. And then also in the very all throughout the end credits, the very last thing we see is a zoomed in picture or just a picture that just focuses a video that just focuses on that one statue face. So I agree with you. And it wouldn't be absurd for them to either throw a name. They don't necessarily have to show Kang, but at least to name drop him or something about the word or the name Kang to set him up for Ant-Man 3. Because I think that would also be a wasted chance if they don't. I don't need to see him. He doesn't have to have any action scenes or anything like that. Even either in the last episode or the second to last episode, if they have him as a end credit, just show him in an end credit scene. That's it. That's all we need. But I agree with you. Either the Timekeepers don't exist themselves, or what their plans or what their motives aren't good.
No.
So it's either one of the two. Mm-hmm. And because we're meant right out of the gate to think that Lady Loki or Sylvie or whatever she's going to end up being is the villain, and I think that's a misdirect.
That is a misdirect.
Yeah. But all right, guys. I thought that, look, again, I'm really liking the series so far. Only 4 episodes left. It's going to be another short one, and then right after that, you got Black Widow comes out July 9th. And then the animated series What If actually drops on my birthday, August 6th. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how you feel about it. Are you going to be watching What If?
I will, because I think that they were saying that these this is related, like they would, like the alternate reality dimension things have some tie-ins to some of the What Ifs.
So I agree, and that's what I said before you came on. Jonathan Majors, his facial features looks a lot like the guy in the cartoon, the middle one in the cartoon, and also the facial features, the structure also looks like that of the statue, the face statue. If you look at the statue that's in Ravonna's office, though, it is a lot more like the face is more scaly, more like a lizard. but I don't know if I don't know if that's just meant to throw us off, but I also believe that. And yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's exactly what I had in mind. The way Thanos was introduced into the end credit scene, the end scene in Avengers 1, where you just see him smile, just turn to the camera and smile. I think that's all they really need to do with Kang, is in an end credit scene. That's it. I mean, I don't not necessarily just turn and smile, but something of that nature where they introduce him. He's there. That way, when he's in introducing Ant-Man 3, you don't know. You're not like, who is this guy? So, what was I was gonna say something before then.
What if?
Oh yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna watch What If.
Because you don't like cartoons.
It's not even that. Like, I watched Invincible. I enjoyed Invincible. I didn't watch it all. Again,
I loved Invincible.
I thought Invincible was great. The first few episodes of Bad Batch that I watched for Star Wars, I did enjoy. It's just I can't get into them. I can't. And
I am super looking forward to the Rings one.
I know.
Because I love the dude from Kim's Convenience.
I know.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
There was leaked merch from What If, and it had Guardians of the Multiverse at the bottom. It was officially from Marvel, not fan made. So, but that's the thing, though. What are they going to actually take from that series? What If? Because I actually have several of the What If comics. The What If comics were just literally hypotheticals.
Yeah. So are What If the hammer was? Yeah.
Unless they're making What Ifs alternate realities as opposed to just hypotheticals, then I can understand why this would be a series that's not pivotal, but something that could wrap into or intertwine with the other series and movies. But I don't know if that's the case. So, I mean, look, it's still Marvel, so I'm probably going to watch it anyway. I'm going to give it a shot, but it's not. When I first found out, it was one of the shows that when they announced it, I was like, I wasn't really, but yes, variants or like I said, from different alternate realities, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I really think it's a smart thing to do, because of what they're setting up here, and it would make the most sense. So I think that's what it is. But yeah, so that's what we have left before the movies start coming, as far as I can remember. Because I don't know if there's any word when they're gonna drop Hawkeye, or She-Hulk, because those are the next. I think those are the next two after What if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm really after Loki, or I should say now after What If, I'm a little fuzzy on the release schedule because
we got the Shang-Chi and the Ten.
No, those are movies. Yeah, no, I'm talking about
that's not a movie. I thought that was a show.
No, the Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
No, that's a movie.
Is that a movie? I thought that was a show.
No, Shang-Chi's a movie.
Wait a minute.
Shang-Chi's a movie. Eternals is a movie.
Oh, wait. They're right. I thought they were going to do a show. It is a movie.
So that was my next question. So it's no longer Ms. Marvel, right? It's called the Marvels. Is that a series or is that a movie? And Secret Invasion or Secret Wars, is that a movie or a show?
See, now I don't know anymore.
I'm starting to get confused.
I'm starting to get confused.
I'm starting to get confused which are movies. I know definitively that Shang-Chi's a movie. I know that.
I thought that was going to be a show.
No. And I know definitively that Eternals is a movie. I know She-Hulk is a show.
She-Hulk is a show.
Hawkeye is a show.
Hawkeye's a show.
Moon Knight is a show.
It was Moon Knight that was a show. Okay.
Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel are this year. Okay. All right. But am I right, though, Elevators? They changed Ms. Marvel to the Marvels? I think it's just called the Marvels now. So, again, the reason why I brought that up is because we only have 4 episodes left of Loki. I just wish we had more, we don't want
to overdo it. You can't.
No, I know. Look, and I can't really complain because I think the last episode was like 51 minutes or something like that. So it's not like they have short run times either. I think the run times are perfect. They don't feel too long. They don't feel too short. WandaVision, we had that. And that's the one thing I hated about WandaVision. The episodes were way too short, but they just felt like they ended abruptly. Like you just as you were getting into it, you would see that please stand by screen, and everybody fucking hated that please stand by screen when it came to that. So Ms. Marvel is a show about Ms. Marvel, all right? And the Marvels will be about Carol. Oh, okay. So Secret Invasion, it will be a TV show. Okay, I was right. I get it. So Ms. Marvel's about, okay. Got it. and the Marvels will be about Carol. Got it. So it's not, they're not calling it Captain Marvel, they're calling it the Marvels. And I know Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel are two different characters. I knew that, but I thought maybe they were lumping them together. I don't know. But now I get it. It's a lot. We got basically what we're saying is we got a lot of content coming up in the near future. So that's good to know. And that's it. So are you frozen? Kitty. Kitty's frozen. All right, guys. She got kicked off. It doesn't matter because we're about to end the show anyway. Elevators, thank you for coming in. Thank you for commenting. Of course, Not So Ordinary Jedi was in here earlier. I want to also thank him and his constant support as well. I don't know if we're going to be doing our Loki episode 3 next Sunday because Kitty will be traveling for work. So we're probably going to get it in before then. I will obviously keep you guys updated and I will post it. And hopefully you guys join us live for the next episode of Talk Soup as we discuss Loki's episode 3 of season 1. So guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday and I will see you soon.